Hey, look, another article talking about how quickly the AI industry can burn cash. Right? They're really proud of this fact. You give the AI industry cash and they will burn it as fast as you put it into their hands. They are hiring more and more people and building more and more furnaces just to accept all of the money coming in so that they can burn it even faster. So I think this is kind of an interesting story here coming from Ars Technica. Gemini becomes Google's fastest growing product ever as it hits 1 billion users. And basically, this is 1 billion monthly active users for Google's Gemini AI, which sounds really amazing until you realize probably most of them are free. This is one of the things that I find very weird about this whole AI revolution is they are giving away so many free services, so much of this product is being given away for free, and then they act like they're being so successful by giving away so much, right? I've talked about this before. If I had a pizza company and I gave away pizzas, right, as fast as people came in the door, I gave away the pizzas, and then I started talking about that I'm oven constrained, right? I don't have enough ovens to be able to cook pizzas fast enough for all these customers. I would expect if I had an investor in the pizza space, an investor would raise their hand and say, I'm sorry, what are you talking about with customers? I see people coming in and getting free pizzas. Yeah, yeah, see, look at all these customers. No, no, a customer is somebody who pays for the product or service that you're offering. None of these jackasses are doing it. So you may have users, but that's not the same as customers. Why is it? Why is it if I tried to create a pizza company that was giving away pizzas as fast as I could make them, I don't believe I could find a single investor to think that was a smart idea. But if you slap AI on it, this is not a normal pizza company. It's an AI pizza company. Then all of a sudden, I'll have $1 trillion valuation. Riddle me this, riddle me that. Why does the AI industry get away with this garbage? This is one of the things I get so frustrated about right now. They talk about the data centers, they talk about the compute constraints and all of this kind of thing. And the reality is yet because you're giving the service away. Right? Many of these platforms, you don't even have to log into. We talk about the minimum wall, the minimum barrier to entry to use these products, and many of them you don't even have to log into. Right? That's not showing stickiness of the product or service. It's not showing value of the product or service. It is simply, yes, you have something that provides somebody value, and you're giving it away for free. So, I mean, why is this successful? Why is this claimed to be successful? Because it's the modern world. But anyways, Gemini has gotten up to 1 billion monthly users. Google has been all in with Gemini over the last several years, and despite some animosity online, the bet is paying off. CEO Sundar Pichai announced today that Gemini has reached 1 billion monthly active users, an important milestone for any Google product. While 13 other Google products have managed that feat, Gemini has done it faster than any other. And I will remind everybody when we talk about the growth of these AI products, again, the growth of free users, completely free users for these AI products. Do remember, these are some of the few products out there that there's not another side to the product, right? Like even with email, even with Gmail, like it sounds stupid now because everybody has email, but there was a time, and I remember the time, there was a time when not everybody had email. So you don't necessarily, like you get an email service because somebody wants to send you an email or you need to send it, right? And so it takes time for that whole ecosystem, to build up, right? With anything like social media things, right? Why are you going to go on a social media site if nobody else is on the social media site? That's dumb, right? You go to the social media site because other people are on the social media site, and since you're there, you get other people on, right? And there's this whole multi-sided marketplace that has to happen in order to attract users to these platforms. And it's natural that it'll take a little bit of time for these platforms to grow. It is absolutely ridiculous and idiotic to compare these AI products to things like social media sites, because an AI product, there is not another side to it. I go to the AI product, I say, I want a goofy picture of a chihuahua eating an ice cream cone, and it gives it to me. And I walk away, right? There's no other side to it, right? Like, you go to it, it's providing a product or service that you want, or the service that you want, and that's all you need. So again, this is one of the things I get really frustrated with this whole idea of like trying to compare this particular service to the other internet-based services is a bit ridiculous, I would argue. Gemini has wormed its way into virtually every Google product and service, powering email organizations in Gmail, document summary in Drive, and much more. Gemini is also core to Google's flagship search experience, with AI mode and AI overviews becoming increasingly hard to avoid. And this is one of the things I'll remind you too. Like, notice even the word choice here. Increasingly hard to avoid. This product is so valuable that even when you try not to use it, by God, we will force you to use it. As I've talked about many times before, right? I use AI every day, not necessarily because I want to use AI every day, right? I've been using Google for like 25 years at this point, and I need a question answered. I need some information, so I will go to Google. I'll put in my query like I've always put in my query. And many times, I don't want an AI response. I actually want the websites to show up, but they're giving me the AI response anyway, right? You are not going to avoid the AI response. Which again, I will bring up the whole argument about when we talk about compute constraint. You know how you might reduce the compute constraints if you stop forcing artificial intelligence down everybody's throats. Like, you've seen this with so many products out there, right? They have purposely added these AI components that literally make the products worse, but it's right? Increasingly hard to avoid. Even when you don't want it, it's still there. But the funny part is, right, they literally add these services to the tools that you already use as you're trying to figure out how to get it the fuck to go away, because you're now interacting. That's an interaction. So they're like, look, all of our users are interacting. That's why we need more AI. Like, no, Lordy. Anyway. The 1 billion user metric has nothing to do with any of that, though. These 1 billion users may also be encountering Gemini in all those places, but that's not the MAU metric. Pichai is talking only about people who are opening the Gemini app or visiting the Gemini web interface to enter prompt or access Gemini Live. If you used Gemini only once in the past month, you are part of this cohort. So basically, this is if you actually go to like gemini.google.com or the app or whatever else. And again, I do that sometimes, right? Because I'm already on Google. Google has Gemini. I go to Gemini. Is that even a vote for Gemini? Again, I like that's one of the interesting things. Like, I think about this like with brand differentiation and why you go to one product or the other. And again, this is one of the problems for all these AI companies. Like, if you need a basic AI response, right? How do I write a lambda function, in order to sort a dictionary based off of key values? Here's the thing. Do you care where you go? Do you care whether it's Anthropic? Do you care whether it's OpenAI? Do you care whether it's Gemini? Do you care whether it's a local model on Llama? All right. I do think one of the interesting things, again, with the AI, that's one of the fascinating things with how much money is being invested in AI, is you realize most of these companies are damn near providing the exact same service. Think about this. What is the real brand differentiation from many of these companies, right? And it's hard to come up with what is the thing that really stands out, right? If you're into coding, right? If you're a programmer, you may lean towards Anthropic because that's been kind of like the place to go for coders for a little while now. But other than that, there's actually very little brand differentiation. And so having people go to Google, is that really a win for Google, or is that kind of proof people don't really care? Yeah. Let's see here. On the image generation front, Google is burning tokens like never before. Those billion users are turning to Google's AI to make a staggering 150 million images every day. Woodward says that businesses love these nano banana images to make marketing materials, but plenty of them are probably memes and jokes being spread around the internet. And so again, this is one of the things we talk about again with burning compute cycles. And this is where again, this is my whole frustration with the data centers and no dark GPUs and all of this horseshit. Think about all of the resources being burned for people who would not be willing to spend $1 a month on a subscription. I'm not even saying for people not willing to spend the amount required to make this product profitable. I'm simply saying people who are not willing to swipe their credit card and put in $1 a month, right? 150 million images every day being created. And again, you can just go to Gemini and you can just use it and you can get these outputs. They are burning cash, they are burning tokens, and they are proud of it. They are literally screaming from the rooftops, look at how amazing we are for destroying shareholder value and your neighborhood and the environment and everything else, right? That's the frustrating thing with all this kind of stuff. So I don't know. What do you think about this? What do you think about Google Gemini getting to 1 billion monthly active users? And to be clear with this too, we talk about 1 billion monthly active users. Active, that basically means if you go and you interact, so you're active, you interact with Gemini once in a month, you are part of that cohort. Is that nearly as exciting as they want to make it sound like it is? And then what about all of this AI? What about all of this AI growth predicated on just giving this crap away for free? Pretending like burning cash is success for some reason. Does this make any sense at all? I don't know. What are your thoughts down below? If you like these episodes, do remember they're on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. Link is down below. If you want to follow me on LinkedIn, there's a link down there too. With that, see y'all later.